Well, hey class, I hope you're doing well. Hey, my name is Joe Eaton, and it's a privilege to be able to talk to you this morning, and hopefully you'll get a little insight of who I am and what we're all about and all that good stuff. But my name is Joe Eaton, and we pastor here at Faith Community Church of God here in Morristown, Tennessee. We just moved here about 2.5 years ago, and we came here from Knoxville, Tennessee. East Tennessee's been our home. I was born and raised in East Tennessee. My wife, Carissa Eaton, she was, believe it or not, born and raised in California, Southern California in Riverside County. And she moved here her senior year of high school. And so you can imagine the culture shock that she had when she moved here from Southern California to East Tennessee. And but anyways, she moved here her senior year. We met. We ended up going to Lee back in the year 2005 through 2009, which seems like a lifetime ago. And although it's really not that long ago, but it seems like so much time ago. But we ended up going to Lee, and we left in 2009, 2010. We got married in 2011. The problem that we kind of had at Lee was we enjoyed our social time a little bit more than what we probably should have, and we didn't take as much time as we needed with the educational side of it. And so, but I want to say that, so you know up front, I consider it a complete honor to be able to kind of go back and now that I'm older, a little bit more seasoned, and finish my degree, and so I'm excited to do that. But we have 3 kids. So we got married in 2011. We had our daughter. Her name is Elin, and she is now 6. We had our son. He's now 5. His name's Liam. And then we had our third and final, and we made sure of that. It was our final. His name is Lucas, and he's 18 months. And so I have 2 boys, and I have my princess, and I like it. I'm very, very blessed. But we were in youth ministry for a little over 10 years, and we've lived in North Carolina, we've lived in Texas, and Tennessee. And Tennessee is home, and so we are so thankful to be in East Tennessee and to be pastoring. A little over 10 years of doing youth ministry, we knew that season of our life was coming to an end, and so we wanted to make the transition into becoming lead pastors. And so through the Church of God and sitting down with our state overseer, we made that transition. And when I say God blessed us, He absolutely blessed us to be in just a great part of the world, Morristown, and this is where we're going to raise our family, and we're going to be here the next 80 years of our life. And so we're just so thankful to God for allowing us this opportunity to do this. And so I wanted to jump into a couple of the questions, and what does it mean to be a Christian leader, and then we'll get into what does it mean to be a leader. And I'm really excited about this class because I really want to learn all I can about leadership, especially being in church ministry and leading a church. And so I'm excited to be exposed to this. But I was reminded immediately when talking about what does it mean to be a Christian leader, I was brought to John 13, where Jesus has just finished washing the disciples' feet. And I was going to read these scriptures. John 13, verse 12, it says, "When he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. 'Do you understand what I've done for you?' he asked. 'You call me teacher, you call me Lord, and rightly so, for that's who I am. Now that I, your teacher, your Lord, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet.' He says, 'I've set this example that you should do as I have done for you.'" And so when I think of leadership, specifically Christian leadership, the word servant comes to mind. And so set that aside for a moment. Let's go to what is leadership. I like this definition. I found it online. The process of social influence and getting a group of people to a specific destination. What sets Christian leadership aside from that? Many times in just leadership, it seems that it is do as I say, not necessarily as I do, but rather in Christian leadership, it's do as I do. I'm not going to ask you to wash my feet, but rather let me wash your feet. And Jesus sets the perfect example there in John 13 for us. And so that's kind of the difference that I see in the difference between what is leadership, what is Christian leadership. Christian leadership, I think we overestimate that word servant and being a servant. And so that's just kind of my perspective on that. What is the biblical passage that helps you form your understanding of leadership? Well, I think Paul describes it perfectly in 1 Corinthians 11, where he says, "Follow me as I follow Christ." Wow, what a powerful, powerful thing. And Paul, who was so educated and was at the top of the list in all areas, he says, don't follow me because of what I've accomplished or what I've done, but follow me because I'm following Christ. And then it goes back to, well, who is Christ? What did Christ do? Christ came to serve the least of these. And so that's kind of the biblical narrative that I like to look at. One of the questions is, what questions do I have about Christian leadership? And I hope you see the parallel here, or what I'm really wanting to get to. And I hope not to go down too much of a rabbit trail here. But one of the things that I struggle with is this idea of what is an armor bearer, and that whole mentality. Because when I look at how Jesus operated, and I see him serving, and I see him the greatest leader that's ever existed. He changed literally culture. I don't see a lot of people running around and doing a lot of things necessarily for him, but rather I see him serving people. And so I know that we see this image of an armor bearer, in the Old Testament, but as a leader, especially a Christian leader, how can we really allow that to be a part of Christian leadership? So I kind of hope you see where I'm at with that and kind of the heart behind that. But I struggle with that because I don't know that I really believe in that. But it's hard for me to have people running around our church and serving me when God called me to serve them. And so, but hey, listen, that's a little bit about me. And I hope that as we progress through this course that I'm just open to learn. I'm excited to learn. And thank you so much for taking the opportunity or the time to watch this. God bless.